It's 12 minutes past 6 now. BBC Wales can reveal that the Jan de Nul group is the Belgian company behind concerns over making a Chinese company the preferred bidder to build the Swansea Bay Tidal Lagoon. Last week, the Department of Energy and Climate Change in London gave its consent for the project to proceed. The Jan de Nul group has confirmed that it's queried the contract process and a potential conflict of interest. The Belgian government has written formally to the UK government to outline those concerns. Our environment correspondent, Iolo David, can explain more. So, Iolo, there have been questions then around the lagoon construction contract that's been awarded to the China Harbour Engineering Company.
Yeah, BBC Wales has received confirmation from the Belgian company Jan de Nul Group, an engineering company that has offices in Belgium, Luxembourg and here in Britain too. And a spokesperson on behalf of the company told us they have expressed concerns formally through the Belgian government to the UK government. They've also expressed its concerns in writing to Tidal Lagoon Power and its subsidiary, Tidal Lagoon Swansea Bay, which is the company building the lagoon in Swansea, requesting that information which has been provided by the instructions to tendering. Now, the company is asking whether the procedure was fair to all the companies that were bidding for the Swansea Bay Lagoon, not a complaint as such, but an expression of genuine concern, as they phrase it. They also claim they weren't notified directly, but learned from press reports that the preferred contractor to build the lagoon was China Harbour Engineering Company. And Jan de Nul, the spokesperson I've spoken to, says they're conscious that this may look like sour grapes, but they're keen to stress that they're not complaining, but they are questioning the efficiency, the transparency and the objectivity of the bid process, and they want Tidal Lagoon Power to respond.
And specifically, what are their concerns?
Well, the contracts that they bid for were worth around £500 million and involved work to the sea wall, the lagoon wall, and the concrete casing for the 16 turbines. Now, because the contracts were so valuable and worth such a lot of money, the Jan de Nul Group point out that the bidding process required intensive work, a lot of preparatory work. And one of their main concerns is that the designated engineer and quantity surveyor for the Tidal Lagoon project is a company called Atkins. Since 2014, that company, Atkins, have, in their own words, established, and I quote, a global strategic cooperation, a long-term partnership between Atkins and the China Harbour Engineering Company. Now, on the 31st of March this year, days after the bidding process was closed, China Harbour Engineering Company described the objective of this partnership between themselves and Atkins was to enter the developed markets such as the UK and new business fields with the help and advantages of Atkins, end of quote. The Jan de Nul Group says that Atkins would have been instrumental in the scoring of the bids, and they claim that the partnership with a successful bidder means that there was a potential conflict of interest. And according to the Jan de Nul company, there was an involvement, and they didn't realise that this was the case before documents were put in, and it's in contravention of the procurement norms, and they think that that's what they want Tidal Lagoon Power to respond to.
So you've been speaking to Atkins and also to Tidal Power Lagoon and put these allegations to them. How have they responded?
Yeah, we've received a statement from both companies, and Atkins, which is an engineering and design consultancy company with this role for the Swansea Lagoon, said that they prepared the detailed design specification to the construction work. They did that for Tidal Lagoon Power before the work was put out to tender. So they provided the technical assessment of the tender documents, assessing each and every submission against the initial design specification. So their role was solely to highlight and to make sure that non-compliance to the technical specification, Tidal Lagoon Power was behind the decision to choose the supplier. So they made that clear. They also confirmed that they work with many construction companies around the world, including China Harbour Engineering Company, and they confirmed that they did indeed sign an agreement with them April last year. However, and I quote, we have not collaborated with them on our work for the Swansea Lagoon to date. And Tidal Lagoon Swansea Bay has said that all the companies which were unsuccessful in the construction tendering were told by the company they don't want to comment individually on any bid because they won't comment on any content of any tender. And they said that there was a robust and intensely competitive multiple stage tender for all the different types of work and contracts with Swansea Bay Tidal Lagoon, and each tender is confidential. What we can do now, Felicity, I suppose, is wait for the UK government to respond to the Belgian government about these concerns raised by the Jan de Nul Group.
Iolo, thanks very much.